love having you in my home state of Minnesota. Please feel free to come back. And it is wonderful to celebrate our 100th anniversary with our friends, allies, family, and professionals from across the country and across all 5 divisions of our union. In October of 2014, President Weingarten asked me to lead an AFT task force on professionalism to combat the assault on our knowledge and expertise across all of our divisions as teachers, paraprofessionals, healthcare professionals, higher education faculty and graduate workers, and public employees. We need to stand up as professionals because our hard-won authority and voice and respect in the workplace is constantly being undermined. We are under attack from so-called reforms in all 5 of our divisions that would automate our work or diminish our qualifications. The good news is we are clearly not taking this lying down. We are now well on our way to reclaiming our professions. As you can see, we're fighting for real authority and autonomy over our work with the same intensity we advocate for those traditional bread and butter issues like wages and working conditions. And we're going to make sure that we eliminate each and every barrier that stands in our way. What better time, then, to introduce a brother who has been fighting for equality and justice his whole life and who exemplifies what it means to be a professional in the modern labor movement. Robert Chacanaca is a school safety officer from Santa Cruz, California, and a long-serving president of the Santa Cruz Council of Classified Employees. Robert has never been afraid to take political action to defend public education, workers, and stand up for those who cannot fight for themselves. In 2011, Robert won AFT PSRP's highest award, the Albert Shanker Pioneer Award, for his commitment to social justice. Robert lives by the Native American mantra of making the world a better place, not just in your lifetime, but for the next 7 generations. Today, Robert will talk to us about his story of resisting exploitation and the importance of extending the idea of professionalism to all personnel, regardless of their full-time or part-time status or job classification. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Robert Chacanaca.
Thank you, delegates. Let me start by offering some professional courtesy. I want to start by asking you, the AFT members, to recognize some of our brothers and sisters in other unions. In the hall, we have security guards who are represented by SEIU. In the hall, we have food service workers who are represented by HERE Local 17. And doing the work, the lighting, the stage, the sound, the video, IATSE Local 13. And last but not least, those members out here that are wearing those yellow lanyards, the AFT Staff Union. Thank you. I just want to start off by saying as a union of professionals, we advocate for the professional needs of our members at every stage of their careers, in the same way that we advocate for all the issues in our lifetimes, such as compensation and working conditions. Our affiliates have the right to demand genuine, two-way communication, effective systems for recruiting and retaining employees, and, for most important, professional learning. We will continue to campaign for legislation, contract language, community initiatives that give our members the authority over their work for fair compensation and the access to the knowledge they need to master their jobs. Along with our state and local affiliates, we are calling for the end of exploitation of part-time workers, and we demand fair wages and equitable treatment in the workplace and in our work agreements and in our policies. We continue to reflect on the effects of race, gender, economic, and social status in our interactions with those we serve. We commit to examine our work agreements and our contracts for any biases. The ongoing work of the professional task force, under the leadership of Mary Catherine, will continue to take advantage of the opportunities to elevate our members in their work. I want to go a little off script here. There's been a lot of talk about Cleveland, and I just want to remind people, I'm from California. We've seen a lot of bad actors. And I want you to know that it isn't Cleveland, it's some people visiting Cleveland, okay? And I want to say to those people visiting Cleveland that our members are not apprentices. We are professionals. In California, we often use the phrase at the end of our statements, and it says, yes, you can, yes, we can, and it goes, si se puede. Join me. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Union family. I bring you greetings from the 300,000 members of the Minnesota AFL-CIO. My name is Julie Blaha, and I'm the Minnesota AFL-CIO Secretary-Treasurer. I'm the first woman in this position and the first AFT member to hold an executive office at our state federation. Our theme today of All In speaks to me as a leader who's a first. When my friend asked me to go all in by saying, "You should run, you'd be great," naturally, I replied with a resounding, "No, you gotta be kidding me. I can't do this. There's no way." And a lot of you know that's a pretty common answer when you're recruiting, particularly when you're recruiting women. Studies show it takes an average of 7 or more asks before a woman commits to run. Lucky for me, AFT members were those asking me. 7 tries isn't hard for any of you. You are the people who help a reluctant reader tackle their first chapter book. You coach patients to inject their insulin shots for the first time. You support homeless students to reach a degree. You teach kids how to stand up for a friend who's being bullied. You can even get every kid to remember their lunch number. So you won't be surprised that when I gave 100 reasons why I couldn't, my colleagues gave me 101 reasons why I could. And now I want you to imagine a leadership position in your world right now. Think of a member of your union family who would be great in that role. I challenge you to ask them to say yes. I also suggest you find 6 other friends to help you do it. And I'm sure there are people in this room that are feeling a small jolt as I mention that leadership position. You may be wondering if you are the person to stand up to that leadership opportunity. But when AFT members raise their voices, good things happen. AFT members who lead amplify that voice even further. So, allow me the honor of asking you this. Will you run? You'd be great. And now I have the pleasure of introducing someone I'd ask to run 7,000 times. Our next speaker knows what it's like to be on the front line, fighting fearlessly for members' rights and encouraging our members to be the union, not duck tough challenges we face as a movement. Brother Michael Mulgrew spent 12 years in a Brooklyn classroom and was appointed president of the 200,000-member United Federation of Teachers in 2009. In May this year, Michael was re-elected for his 3rd full term as president of UFT. He's an AFT vice president and executive board member of New York United Teachers. I'd like to welcome the main man on stage, Michael Mulgrew.